Hello again. Hello. We are doing another VFR flight today. We'll actually be continuing the Poland tour. And we are standing just where we ended last time, but we got some bigger and faster aircraft. And also, I thought we'll do two things at the same time and train the engine failures just last time. Hey, hoverboard, very nice to see you here so early. You were first actually, so very well done. Let me put down the base. As you saw, there was a million thoughts racing through my mind when I was playing, and it's easy to get lost in this tune that I was playing. Let's put it down and we'll get down to it. I'll show what we'll be doing, and I hope it will go faster than the last time. Today only VFR, no IFR. I hope, at least the weather looks to be nice, so we shall see how this will go. Let me start up the music for you and we'll get going. Okay, the base is secured, my seat is secured, I have lockable caster wheels, so whenever you see me doing that and that, I'm either locking or unlocking the wheels so that I can use my rudder pedals without sliding back. Let me find some comfortable sitting position, and today I want to try to use tracker. Cervix is ready, will join later, so no problem. Take your time, my friend. I will be here for another 3 hours if everything goes according to plan. I want to use the tracker today, so I just installed it. It should already be ready in the sim, so we shall see how this goes. I will show you maybe around. This is where we ended our Poland tour last time. So, last time we parked here in front of the hangar. That's where I loaded the aircraft today. However, this is different aircraft. Last time we were in Wilga, today we are in Piper Seneca. So that we can try our multi-engine failures, and also we will be able to fly a little bit faster through this VFR route. So we have arrived here just last time. I set the time to the morning because it's already nighttime here. But we actually want to be able to see something and see where we are going. Let's have a look. There's a big hangar here. Our aircraft just got out of the hangar and is standing here. There you can see the city, but we'll not be going there. Although we can make a quick loop and just have a look around at the city. Last time we came from north, so somewhere over there behind the bay. And the airfield layout is a little strange. So there is this taxi route here that we'll need to follow to the runway. And there are two runways that are not very easy to see here. So I think we'll just turn to the left and go to the end of this runway. The one that doesn't have markings. It is the longer one, although it doesn't have very apparent markings here. And we'll take off from this runway. Unless... maybe we can try this one. This one has better markings and less trees on the end. This one shall be a little bit longer. So I would prefer to use the longer one. We'll double check this on the knife graph charts and have a look what this looks like. And for our flight today, we'll be going mostly to the south. So in this area, I might need to turn the sun at some point so it's not shining in our eyes, but we shall see. That's it. Let's jump back into the plane. I will show you the charts, show you the tour, and remind you of the bot where you can actually fail the engine. I'll rest the drone, get out of the drone, and jump back into the cockpit. So here we are. Let's test the track AR. Let me know if the audio levels are off, or anything is not okay. But I think we shall be just fine. Let's test the track AR. I can pause it and unpause it with the key on my mouse, I actually set it to one of the F keys so that I can reset or pause the tracker in flight. So let me reset it, let's unpause, and let's have a look. Okay, this definitely is working. I haven't used it here in quite a while, so I'll see if I have any problems with that. Okay, I think I got somewhat used to it. So this might be a little easier for the engine failures today. I also have quite a big dead zone, the track IR, so this should keep you most of the time centered here in the position. When I was starting the plane, it didn't want to spawn me in front of the hangar, so I had to spawn on the end of the runway and just taxi here, shadow the engine. So I do hope that everything is running fine here. Okay, let's show the tour and Navigraph charts, and then we'll get going. So you may or may not remember. Okay, this is the Volanta. I already entered our tour. We are going from Szczecin-Dąbie to Poznań-Ławica. Actually, we can see the weather here for the later one, which looks pretty okay. Should be just fine for the VFR flight. And now about the tour. This is from Commander, which is the virtual airline that I'm flying for. You can get the link when you hit !VA in the chat. It should give you the link to the site and also to our Discord. In there, what we have those tours that you can fly. I recently finished the NHL Slapshot tour way before I finished Alaska and Central Pennsylvania tours. They were pretty nice. Today we are continuing the tour that I created on some of the previous two streams. We did first two legs, and today we are doing third leg, and maybe we'll go even further. So that's me. I already completed two legs, and today we are doing this leg. That's the plan. I already dispatched it and loaded it into my A cars. Now the thing is, I do need to remember to start it because me and other people very often forget it. So let's get it started right away. I'll just check our fuel real quick and we'll get it started. I'm using the flow. I got rid of my top menu panel, so sometimes I get lost here, but we can find our fuel just here. Let's have a look. I think this will give us at least 2 hours flight, so let's maybe take a little more. Let's get full fuel. What? Okay, that's a bit too much. Let's get 80% then. 83 is just fine. The center of gravity is okay. So let's close it and we can start our flight in the A-car so I do not forget it later. I sort of get the flow remembered for Airbus, but here I may forget it sometimes. The flight is loaded from dispatch. I entered all the information. We are flying as Commander 117, which is my personal call sign. It will be the 1,500 feet, which is very low, but that's cool altitude for VFR. And it's a bit more difficult to navigate because you can see a bit less. If we need, we'll go higher. But this should be fine. Route is direct and we can start the flight. We have loaded the fuel and passengers. So we are good to go. And we need to reach at least 500 feet above the ground level for the flight to be valid. But we should do that, no problem. Volanta is loaded. You can see the data from the Volanta on the top overlay. That's coming from Volanta. I will not be looking at it. We will be trying to do VFR navigation with the chart. Also loaded the flight in Navigraph. So we are going from Echo Papa Sierra Delta to Echo Papa Papa Oscar. This VFR, so I loaded our VFR route. As usual, I will be setting this to the route on top, and I will be marking our position with the X, and I will disable our aircraft sign so that I do not know where I am, except for my own navigation. Navigraph is not showing me, I'm not looking at Volanta, and I'm not looking anywhere else for my position whatsoever. Let's show the route real quick. So there's one big city here, we'll go over this big lake, and then there's really not so much. We can also use the Trezdenko DME. There is no VR, only DME. We can use it to maybe help us with navigation. And then we are getting to Poznań. I enabled all the airspaces. So the green one is the CTR that's extending from the ground. And then higher up we have TMA, but we should be able to slide under the TMA today. So this TMA is from 6,500 feet, then the next step is lower, 3,500. There's another one which is way lower, that's 1,600 feet. So that's a number to remember. To get under TMA, we need to be under 1,600. And here is the CTR. There's also another CTR for the military airport that hosts F-16s. And we have a ton of navigation points for Poznań. Now, I'm not sure if we can easily see them here. Let me try to think. I think I saw them at one point. I will maybe quickly switch to low IFR. No, they are not here. Let's go back to VFR, and I think we need terminal waypoints. No. What I'm trying to find is that there are navigational points for VFR marked as November, Sierra, and so on. And I remember I saw them here at one point. But now, no, where they are? Maybe they're in the charts. So let's have a look in the charts. Also, I'll pin any chart that we might need. Let's maybe check the weather. So runway 28 shall be good for landing. It has 3 knots headwind currently. That's usually the main runway in use. And the weather is 280 at 3 knots. Okay, so that's fine. So we'll plan for runway 28. And also at Szczecin, I think we'll also depart to the west. Now let's have a look at those charts. With rather minimal altitudes, that's not for us today. Seats, taxi. Okay, there's no VFR procedure here. So give me a moment and I will find them. I'm pretty sure at one point I saw those points here. Or they do not seem to appear right now. Let's maybe try some other settings. So this is not terminal waypoints. Oh, this VFR navigation waypoints. That's what I want. Perfect. This is great. So in Poznań they now have a ton of VFR points. I think that's because there's a lot of VFR training going on. So we have Victor, Delta, Yankee, Golf, India, Hotel, Foxtrot, Uniform, Juliet, X-Ray. X-Ray used to be whiskey and it was in the middle of the lake. It got changed in the last 2 years. Also, there's prohibited airspace here. I'm not sure if it's active today or not. I didn't check the real data. So the points we are interested in are, let's have a look. Delta, here in the city, and it's, well, basically one lake and another one distance of the lake. Victor here at the lake. Here is Yankee. Hotel, Golf. Well, these are the ones that we might be sent to today. I am planning to fly on VATSIM, so that's why I'm checking this. It might actually be important. We can actually, what we can do, we can change our route so that it goes to the Delta point. Hey, you're back. That's great. So let's add the Delta point to the route. Is it adding? Okay, I think it got added here with just the coordinates. That's fine. I'll show you how we plan it, how we will plan it in VATSIM. Also, now this changed the colors, but I think that's fine. Although I rather prefer the other colors. Why did you do that? No idea. Okay, everything clear? If you have any questions, let me know. I will maybe in that case delete the point and will just navigate visually to the point, because I do want to have our route marked a bit better. Or maybe what we'll do is we'll Let's put some other point here and we'll add it to our route. And then it will see just like I wanted to. So what I was trying to do, get rid of this pink line, I wanted the violet line. I thought it shows the distance and heading. Oh, looks like that's not the... Oh, it does. 94 miles, 118. So that's the bit I was looking for. I think this is the true heading. So we need to add 5 degrees of the magnetic variation to it. So this will be 1, 2, 3. Am I right? No, we actually need to subtract. So this will be 1, 1, 3. I will show this in a second. Okay, now it looks perfect, just like I wanted it. So when we go to the chart, you can see the magnetic variation here. That's 5 degrees to the east. And usually on the charts, what you measure is the true heading or true heading, true course. And you need to correct this for the magnetic variation. So when it says you subtract it, unless I got it wrong, but I think I'm right. Let's actually have a look on the chart. We can actually figure this out. So when the magnetic north is here, the true will show -5. So if we want to fly true north, we need to fly at heading 355. Yes, so we subtract 5. That's another way to sanity check your numbers. Any questions, please let me know. Also, this is a Backseat Gaming friendly stream. If you see me making any mistakes or forgetting something, by all means, please shout. This will be fun. I see some wild kinger appeared. I just looked at the screen and I think this might be a hoverboard. You love the kinger. So it's very nice if that's you, that you can fly along. I'm very happy. Okay, I think that's covered. Let's have a look at our departure. So we have right-hand traffic pattern. We'll just depart straight ahead, fly over the city and come back. And as you can see, there's only one runway marked here, which is 27. So we'll use the runway 27. I think this is fine. I still don't remember what those two numbers mean. I think one of them was elevation. I do love this plane. Yes, I know you love it, and that's great because I think it's a nice plane between GA aircraft and airliners. It can do what both of them can, and it's quite challenging to fly. So that's a really nice aircraft to like. Now let me try to figure out if I know what these numbers mean. So there's 3 and 32. And if we go to our airfield information, not edit, want to go to the information, open airport, elevation is 3 feet, so that's the first number. 32, that's the longest runway, 3,200 feet. Okay, that is nice to know because it can easily tell you if you can land here or not given your aircraft. Actually haven't done any performance calculation for us, but I think we should be able to take off from here just fine. Okay, as I told you, we have disabled our aircraft position. I will put this to track up and I will be marking our position with the right click and this big violet blob. As I mentioned before, whenever I'm flying a real aircraft, I have a paper chart in my hand and I marked my last position with my thumb and I just hold it. So whenever I put the map up and try to navigate from there, I already know where I was and I don't need to spend 30 seconds looking for my position on the chart. Okay, that has been covered. We have discussed our arrival, so we'll go to Delta and we'll land at runway 28 and we'll taxi to General Aviation Apron here. It doesn't look very fancy in the sim, but that's a nice place to go. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll vacate here, taxi in front of the terminal and go to the General Aviation Apron here. Okay, that's done. That's done. Heading was, let me remember, 113. I need to file the flight plan for VATSIM. So I have started doing this, I haven't finished. So departure time will be, let's say 40. I think we'll spend still some time. I'll show you the bot and so on. Distance and route, that was 90 miles. So that will be like 45 minutes. More, give or take. We have fuel for 2 hours 30. Give or take. I'm just putting some numbers they think are right. It doesn't really matter here all too much. I have checked and I'm able to take off. That is great. It would be a pity if you couldn't, but worst case you can always spawn inner and catch me from there. Equipment suffix. I never remember it. I have added this to my favorites. So I have it here in VATSIM equipment suffix from VATSIM Romania. I actually love this table. And we have GNSS transponder mode Charlie /G. Let's put that in. That is /G. We'll go direct. And now the way we do it in Poland, or the reporting points of the airport or airfields, we do put full name of the airport and the name of the point, of the VFR point. This makes it easy for the controller or information to know what our actual route is, and that's much easier to read than what has been produced here. As you can see, this is not easy to read and it doesn't give you any clue what that is whenever you just go there. And we'll go to point delta, then our controller will know where to expect us and will guide us for landing. If there's any controller, we'll do whatever they tell us. If there isn't, we will go to delta. Let's go to the hotel, so we just overfly the lake and we see the airport, and from there we'll do traffic pattern and land. So traffic pattern will look more like from hotel here to golf, over the lake, over the edge of the lake, and we'll land. So this should be interesting. I did turn on all of their spaces. So I would love if VATSIM actually used those airspaces and we would need to be in contact with tower in their actual area of responsibility, which is marked here. But VATSIM is just using the 10 nautical miles rule. So fair enough for us. Let me know if audio levels are off or there's any problem in the stream. I'll try to correct that as we go. Other than that, I think we're good to go. Also, the scale on the VFR chart that I normally use for flying is like this. So this is 1 to 500,000. And the way I remember is that 1 inch is 5 nautical miles. Now 1 inch is more or less this distance here. What I do, I put it to this, slightly more than 1 inch. I put it here and this looks about right. So now this is the real scale on my monitor of the map that I normally have. It doesn't have very much too many details, so it might not be great for navigation. I will try to get rid of some of the spaces because that's a bit too much. It's cluttering the view. Can we do that? Can we do that? Great, great. We'll get rid of those pink ones. So that's actually a bit easier to read, but we have all the other airport spaces. Okay. Let's finish the flight plan. So this done, I explain you what this means. This is the VFR point, but this is specific for my country. Other countries might do this differently, but I think they came up with a very clever way to do that. It's actually very useful for everyone, except for the people from abroad who have no clue that they should be doing that. That's okay. For VFR, we do not need to file the alternate. It's also no problem for VATSIM. We are on voice. You do not need to fly on VATSIM. I have the multiplayer enabled in game. So let's file this. Let's connect first. We are Commander 117 and we are flying PA34, if I remember correctly. This is Seneca. There is a billion makes of Seneca. We even have our own Polish one, which is called Mewa. It doesn't really matter, it's just So here the code that the controllers see is PA34, but what you can have on ICAO, there is this list of what this code actually means, and I think this is sourcing this from the ICAO website. So this code can mean this aircraft from various manufacturers, but whenever I select it, it's just done. It only helps me to decide if I have the right aircraft. Well, now we are actually connected. We will check the radius soon. Let's have a look. We do not have any Polish center. No. Centers loaded. Whoa, there's quite a lot, but nothing in Poland. Let me get this a bit bigger. And that is good. Let's jump in the aircraft, start up. I'll show the bot again. Okay. So we are in the aircraft. Let's start up the engines. I'll first set the QNH so that I do not forget it. It's a bit dark here. Okay, let me try to use tracker. I forgot I had it, so I feel a bit distracted whenever I'm trying to use it. Also, let me get my mic maybe a little lower. No, I think it's fine. So tracker is going. What we need to do is check the fuel tanks. So they're both on. Let's check our trim. This is okay. Let's put our... Okay, this is the default position for everything. I had to move it because I was playing the bass. So our parking brake is locked. Cowl flaps are closed. Let's open them for startup. Mixture forward. Prop is forward. Throttle in 1 inch. And that's great. Let's get the battery on. The beep was from the autopilot, so I think it will be running fine now. No, maybe it wasn't the autopilot. Okay. Nav light on. We have the beacon light on the fin. So fin strobes means the actual red beacon light. So that is the one. Okay, the lights are good. And let's start the right engine. Whenever I'm starting the engine, I do hop on the brakes. So even though the parking brake is set, I do push my toes all the way in. So I do have control whenever the plane starts sliding, and I can intervene in a timely manner. So let's get this going. I'll double check the radius are off. Everything here is off. Autopilot is off, I think. Good. Right magnetus on. Right fuel pump on, and let's start it. Normally, I think you press and hold it. So this started. Right alternator on, right fuel pump off. Let me check your IOD levels. I think you're somewhat okay. Let me get my IOD levels up. No, I think they're also good. The music that you're listening to is, as always, the Japanese Lo-Fi Radio by Lo-Fi Geek. So you have the link here in the chat, and we can get going with the other things. Let's get the left engine going. So left magnetus on, left fuel pump on, and hit the starter. Let's say turn. It is. Okay, now I can release my brake because the plane is not going anywhere. I still have my feet on the pedals, so I can use them all the time, but now I'm not stepping on the toes. This is quite exhausting. Left alternator on, left fuel pump off, and we are good here. Let's get the radius on. Transponder on. In Europe we use 7000 for VFR squawk. So this is already set. We should be in standby, so I'll put it here. And our autopilot goes to FD. Let's see if that works. Yeah, now it shows the ready here. So that's great. We might be able to use it. So if that's possible, I'll try to use it. Whenever we have engine failure, I need to turn it off. Now, the engine failures. So you remember that we have FailBots that I created in using the flow scripts. I have it somewhere here. Let's have a look. So first what I have is I have these engine failures that I can trigger from here, but it also tells me if the engine is off, running or failed. So whenever you do it, I have an option to check and undo it, but it's hidden behind this icon, so I usually do not look here. Then we have the bots. We have ATC bot from Parallel 42 that I have slightly modified so it gives more the message that I would like to see. Also, we will not be using the charts here, so I'll move this to the traffic because I want to navigate by, visually, by what I see outside the aircraft. And the script. So the script, we have the FailBot. It can be enabled or disabled, and when it's enabled, it can be sleeping or it can be active. I think these names are okay. Whenever bot is sleeping, you can check engine. So whenever you hit !FailBot, it will tell you what it can do. But when it's sleeping and you do fail engine, it will tell you that it's sleeping. But you can check engine. It will tell you the state of both engines, and you can also check fuel. However, I hope you're not getting asleep. I know you know all this already, but maybe some other people don't, so I'll just go through it. So that's it. I will wake the bot up. And now you can fail the engine. So you can do fail engine, and it will fail one of the engines right away. It will tell which one. I'm not looking there so often. So you see, this engine failed. Now I can also see the status here if I go here. So this failed. And whenever I try to restart it, it simply will not start. Because it's failed. It's not starting. So then I need to screw the engine. I'll show the procedure once we're flying. If that happened, if you try to fail the engine again, the bot will tell you that we really need one engine and one has failed, so no. Then you can fix the engine. When you fix the engine and it's fixed, you try to fail it again, it will tell you that we need one aircraft to fly. So until I restart it, you will not be able to do anything here. So let's start it and I'll show you the other thing. Other thing is the one that we are using usually in training. So we do not actually fail the engine, but we turn it off by setting the fuel selector to off. Instructor does when you're not looking, and then in some time the engine fails. So here we have that simulated by just turning this fuel selector to off. So let me try to go there. So you see the right fuel selector is in the off position. It's very hard to get down there, so that's a bit unfortunate. And I can fix this myself, so you don't have option to do that. I can fix it myself, and then you can start the engine. So that's all done. I will put the bot to sleep for the time of the taxi. Once we finish taxi, I will turn the bot on, so that it's not sleeping and you can actually fail the engine. Now, when it can also fail on takeoff run, so that's the reason why I need to keep my hand on the throttle during the whole takeoff, so that when the engine fails below our minimum control speed, I can move the throttles to idle and start braking. Okay, we're good to go here. Let's set our radius. So we need 1 to 2.8 on the com. That's 1 to 2.8. As you can see, it takes quite a while to set up the aircraft and also explain everything to a curious passenger. We'll do the radio check by ourselves. So I need COM1 on 1228. I will need to listen on COM2 and also put 1228. It's also a good idea to get rid of the emergency frequency because we are not allowed to use the VATSIM. So that's done. Let me check it. To our commander 107. Don't be traffic, commander 107, radio check. 1 moment, Vex, my throttle isn't working. No problem, we still have some time. So this is working. I think it was a bit quiet for me. Radio check. I think it's okay for you. Okay, I think I covered this for me, so it should be all fine now. We can get rid of the COM2, so we'll just switch it off here. Does that work? Yes, it works. Now we do not hear ourselves on VATSIM, and we will be soon ready to go. I'll turn on the transponder for taxi. I will switch on our taxi lights. And that's it. We'll do the run up. We need to taxi the runway, so however, you still have time. Do not worry about that. Okay, all is great. And I will put my heading in the notes. So that was 113, 113. Okay. We taxi to the runway. Let me check the runway again. I forgot it already. That is runway 27. I'm just putting this in my notes on VATSIM. So then I'm not looking at the messages, so maybe I also should be looking at the messages. Quick restart seems to have fixed things. Do you have an option to do a quick restart? Oh boy. It's good for you, because for me the restart takes ages. Okay, I have set the navigraph, so that's what I'm seeing here. I'll not mark anything yet. I will do this as we fly. Don't be traffic, Commander 117 in front of hangar taxiing to runway 127. Don't be traffic. Parking brake is released and we can go. I'll turn on the Pitohi. It's fairly cold today, so let's get this going. Cool. Whoa. Not so fast aircraft. Now our taxi route is somewhere over here. It doesn't look very prominent, but it's definitely here. I like those taxi noises. Actually sounds like that whenever you taxi on grass. We forget to do a few things. Whoa. So elevation is okay, 3 feet and 3 feet here. We need to set our CDI. Okay, actually we'll disable the tracker for now. We'll set CDI to 27, actually the OBS, and we'll set our heading to 27 so that we can take off. Okay, that's good. Let's add some power, find the runway, and we'll be able to get going. Sim froze for a moment. Okay, it's up now. Any questions, please let me know. We are doing full VFR flight, just looking outside the window. Those noises are purely awesome. So now this OBS also helps me with taxiing, because I know which direction the runway is. Although we totally lost the runway here. Should have some lower grass. Oh, there it is. I see. There's the area with some lower grass coming. That's our runway. Let's double check on our heading indicator. Let's try to taxi this way. Okay, this is pretty much matching up. I didn't check our exact runway heading. We see the edge of the runway here, so I will try to follow it and not lose it. Also, it matters here if I pull the yoke, so I will pull the yoke all the way back so we release pressure from our nose gear and we try not to damage it. We'll do our run up, maybe at the runway threshold, or maybe we'll just get back of the runway. Whoa, thank you for the raid. That's a huge one. Hello everyone. We are doing VFR flight today. No position navigraph, we'll be just navigating by by what we see, and we have the FailBot that I created where you can fail my engine and see what's going on. I hear a ton of notifications. I'll read all of you in just a second. Let's save the tracker and see. Oh boy, it's all DC Viper's fault. Yeah, it's always DC Viper's fault, but it's always good things. Thank you, DC. Thank you, Fabio. And very nice to see all of you here. I hope I'll manage with the chat and stream. I never had so many viewers before. And do I need to go over everything again? If so, please let me know. We'll just park here. Okay. Parking brake is set. Is this flight sim or Euro Truck? It's kind of both, depending on what you do. You can actually buy some cars. Oh boy, let me see what's going on here. Nice with Mike, hey, welcome to chat. Sappy, welcome. Fabio, hey, hello. DC, all your fault, I know. Super Typhoon, hey. PH Depot, oh, very nice to see you. How the hell was not following already? Well, I'm pretty new to streaming. It's been already 2.5 months. I haven't had too much streams, but it's become pretty regular now. I'm planning to stream on Tuesdays and Thursday at 18 Zulu and one of the weekend, depending on what I'm doing. Hey, is this flight sim Euro Truck? Great, very nice to see you. This is your track simulator, however, when your truck goes fast enough and has wings, it can fly. Cool. Let's see all the follows. Anyone that I didn't read already. Okay, you also had to follow when I was off. Turbulence, thank you for the follow. Fabio, thank you for the raid. Ilmi State Aviation, thank you for the follow. Canada Fly Guy, very nice to see you here. Air Cancelas, Neighbor Mike, Lane T Neutral, Super Typhoon, PH Depot, Agent Presta, Grey Duck 7, Mr. 90, Jambo Gaming 28. Thank you for the follow. I'm very happy to get here, and we got through all the talking. We should be ready to fly soon. I'll show you what we're doing. Let me get my stuff up. So, we are flying from Szczecin-Dąbie to Poznań. This is 94 miles route. We are flying in Seneca, which is twin prop engine aircraft. I have also the flight in Volanta, but I will not be looking here. I want to navigate solely but what I see outside, so that's why my position is disabled. And yeah, you'll see as we go. We have the Volanta in the background. I am not looking at it, but the overlay you see on the top is actually coming from Volanta. So that's it. What we are doing is we are doing a route for my VA commander, and that's the route that I created. We go around Poland. We have already completed 2 legs. We are doing leg 3. So we went from Jastarnia to Kołobrzeg, then to Szczecin. Now we are doing leg 3. Got run. Have a great stream. See you everyone. Bye, Fabio. Thank you. Okay, so that's what you're doing. I started the ACAR, so it's already running. It will register my flight. We are on VATSIM, so you can join and fly along. There is no control at the time. We're also flying on Europe North server. I will stick to it because we have already hoverboard here. And we have... Okay, so that's it. Now we know everything. Few more things to tell you. Okay, where was I? I have the flow, which is pretty cool. I have disabled my menu, so I have everything here in flow. I hope this will not cause me any problems. I have the ATC bot, so you can always ask it a few things. When you hit exclamation mark ATC bot, you'll get the commands. ATC bot. I'll read all your names quick soon. Don't worry. So that's the things you can ask the ATC bot about. We also have other bot that I created, but before we go there, I have 2 small scripts that tell me the state of my engine and let me also fail my engine. And on top of that, we have the FailBot, which I created. Now the FailBot can be enabled, disabled, and can be sleeping or away. Now it's sleeping, so you can ask it for the state of the engines and state of our fuel, but as soon as I enable it, you can fail the engine. I'll show you that real quick. You do fail engine, and the way it works, anyone can do that at any time, and boom, it tells you what happened. And I do not look there all too often, so I'll probably be surprised. Now our engine failed, and I need to deal with it. When I try to restart it, it will not start. I don't need a bot to fail at aviation. Yes, but we are not trying to fail, we are trying to succeed, and what we're doing here is learning opportunity. And it's actually something that you train on actual multi-engine training. Once that happens, you can fix engine. Okay, when you try to fail the engine again, the bot will not let you, because we really need one engine to do the situation. Then what you can do is you can fix the engine. So I will be able to start it again. You need a success bot. Everyone needs that. Boom, the engine is running. One other option that we have is you can do whatever the instructors are doing when you're training. So you can do fuel off, and it will turn off the fuel for one of the engines. And this engine will also turn off. But now I can deal with this myself. So I can just go to the fuel selectors. Okay, I'll just try to restore the engine in flight. I'll go, oh, so that's the problem. Turn it on, start the engine, and we are good to go. So that's how it works. Let me put the bot to sleep, and I will wake it up as soon as we line up the runway, and then you can do your thing. Now, anyone can do that anytime. But it's safe so that I can actually fly. If you do not let me take off, I'll put it to sleep, and then we'll wake it up once we are flying. Let me also put my traffic on here. Any questions, please let me know. I am always very happy to answer whatever you are asking for. So let's put 12 miles here and 24 here. We need to do the run-up check, and we're ready to go. We are also on VATSIM. I feel like this should be called paintbot lol. It's not very painful. It's sweatbot maybe. But I have done this in real flying with my instructor a multitude of times, so at this point it's pretty much business as usual. I don't even flinch. Well, okay, I do have it. That's pretty sweet automation setup. Yes, the flow is very nice at doing scripts. I, on previous stream, did go through it how we can create it. So I think I need to highlight that part of the previous stream. I forgot to do that. And here, it's just in JavaScript. There are a few pitfalls or a few things that make it less obvious how to do things. The documentation is pretty okay. Whenever you hit docs, it will take you to the documentation. One thing is that you need to have the debugger running from MSFS, otherwise you will not be able to see all the errors, and that took me some time to get it all figured. And if you want to fail the engine, you need to have engine stress damage enabled in Misfits. Okay, I hope I have not bored you to death with explaining everything. Let me go through our follows. Angry Mike X, thank you for the follow. Omega 38k, thank you. Cryptosonor, very nice to see you here. Incubus 1981, welcome on board. Okay, I think you're all holding your breath, waiting to hit the enter to fail the engine. But don't worry, we'll be there soon. Let's do the run up and we'll be good to go. I'm stepping on my toes, so I lock the brakes. Even though the parking brake is set, you need to do that in case the aircraft wants to jump and run. You need to be able to stop it and assume control immediately. So let's put it to 22,000 RPM, 2200 RPM, and let's check our magnetos. Left magnetos off, and we do see it going down. I'm just doing some numbers that I think are right. I haven't gone through the actual manual. Well, this should be pretty much okay. The right one, okay, we see the drop. Let's check if they got back up. They did, and we also check our prop governor. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, run is completed. Now for the feathering, I do not have it linked mapped, so I actually need to go here and move it to feather, but that's a-okay. Are you all ready? Hoverboard, are you ready? Or have you disappeared? You are ready. Very nice. I also took this very plain livery. I think it looks nice. Makes the airplane look a little more ugly, but it's cool. I like it. Hoverboard is flying along. Okay. Flaps 1. Fuel pumps on. Strobe lights on. Taxi light off. Landing lights on. Transponders in alt. We do not need this. Autopilot we will try maybe use later. Mixture forward, prop forward. And cowl flaps are forward. I always forget the cowl flaps because I have never flown a real aircraft with cowl flaps, and this is backseat gaming friendly stream, so whenever you see me making any mistakes or forgetting anything, by all means please do shout. Parking brake list. Don't be traffic, Commander 107, climbing up runway 27 and taking off, don't be traffic. It's 27 or is it 28? I forgot already. It is 27. I have it in my notes. Okay, ready, steady. I will line up, wake the bot up, and we'll be ready to go. Let's get out in the middle of the runway. Hoverboard is ready. Hoverboard, you might see me stopping very violently, so please be on the left and right so we have some room. Okay. Let me get this going. Let's wake the bot up and we're good. Power is set. Do not overpressure it. We need right rudder. Pulling back on the yoke. We are rolling up nicely. I have lost the heading here. Okay, blue line. Let's rotate. Climb away. Okay, we cannot land straight ahead. Positive climb, gear up. Let me trim back. So far so good. I can't believe it didn't do it. Let's reduce power, so I'll put it to maybe 35 and we'll put the props at 25. Flaps up. Let's do the lights. So, landing light off and fuel, whoa, not you, and fuel pumps off. Okay, very good. Yeah, did run out of payment towards this airport. This actual grass airport. Don't you have grass airports in Canada? So, in Poland, we have a ton of grass airstrips. Basically, all Aero Club airstrips have grass. Not all, some have concrete runway, but most of them have grass. Let's have a look around. So here's the city of Szczecin that we arrived to last time. And we are just leaving into our flight to Poznań. We do, but has been many years since I have been to one. Well, you can always change it. Grass airstrips are pretty fine, but it's much safer to land on concrete for your aircraft. What do you call a bulletproof Irishman? Ricochet. Nice, I like this one. Okay, so yes, in the city, let's get back on route. I will try to slow down a bit. So I'll put 30. What do we do? 30, 22? Does that sound about right? Should give us 140 knots indicated. And our heading was... Let's have a look. 118 minus 5, which is magnetic variation here. So 113, and we are somewhere here right now. I'll zoom into... Yeah, I think that's okay. And let's get back to the plane. If there's any problem with the streams, volumes, whatever, please let me know. I will fix it for you. We need to go down to 1500. Or do we go a bit higher? Okay, let's set our heading. Can actually use the knob on my Bravo. So that was supposed to be 113. So that's 100, 1, 2, 3 clicks. Well, okay, 1, 2, 3. And I will also set the CDI because it's much easier to see, and we do not need this. Do not need it at the moment. So I'll set it up to indicate the same heading, because why not? Or maybe CDI will indicate our track where we should be going, and heading will include the wind correction. Let's put it on the bold mark. 1, 2, 3. Okay, very good. So there's the bridge here. We'll start our navigation. We are just overhead our airfield. That is great. That makes it easier to start your navigation. So whenever you're flying VFR and you're not very confident about the route, it's a good idea to make a loop and go over the airfield, start your clock, which I will do just now. I have my clock here. And we are good to go. I can't believe you guys are so nice and haven't hailed my engine yet. That's okay. Maybe you're waiting to surprise me. Okay. So what I did is I went to my chart and marked our position. So that's where we were. Now the next thing I will mark is, so I always mark where I was confident it was, or something in front of me that I have identified in some way. Now I see this lake, so I'll mark this point, and remember that this is this small lake looking like a comma and a big lake that we'll be crossing. And now when we go back to the chart, you can see there is this big lake and a small lake. So that's identified. We'll go there and we'll resume from there. I will try to keep our altitude of 1500. The sim is freezing sometimes. I hope it will not crash. Okay, we are good. I will not be using autopilot for now. Let's make it more difficult because I feel everything is going pretty much great. Albert, are you keeping track with us? I hope you can see me. I do not see at the moment. So I hope you can see me and you can join, or maybe something happened to your sim, but you can always spawn mid-air and catch up with us. There's also this obstacle. Let's find it on the chart. So that's the one. Here's the obstacle in front, my friend. Okay, okay. See, there's this obstacle, and I have the scenery from Flight SimTO. We love VFR, I believe, that puts all those VFR obstacles, and it makes it much more pleasant to fly VFR. One thing which I haven't checked were the winds, so let's have a look. Okay, let's do a wind check and ask ATC bot. 234 at 16. Okay. The way I do that is I visualize the wind. Whenever I hear the wind, I read it. So usually it's controller telling the wind. Now I, for the life of me, cannot remember it. And let's close the cowl flaps. I already forgot, and you're not shouting. Oh, I think I see you, Herbert. You are in front above. That's great, that's great. So let me make this display smaller so I can keep track of you a little better. And the big display so I can see other aircraft as well. So whenever I hear the wind, I just instantly look at my compass and try to pinpoint the number. So that was 234. So that is here. So the wind is coming from here. 16 knots. Okay, so that's slight tailwind and a huge crosswind. So we'll need crosswind correction. It would have been a wise idea if I figured out our crosswind correction on this leg, because I didn't calculate it. I can go and pick up my manual flight computer and calculate that, but let's just try to pinpoint with this. So I will mark, I think 10 degrees. Okay, I'll mark that. I think this should be fairly alright. we can also do, we can check our true airspeed, which I do not know where the thermometer is in this aircraft. Maybe it's here on this instrument that's not lighting up. I think we should be somewhere around 5 degrees, so I'll just put 5 degrees on top of... Okay, 5 degrees at ground. So, can we do that? No. We need to put our 1500 over the 0. Well, somewhere here. So our true airspeed is around 150 knots. Now we can use 1 in 60 rule. So 15 knots is 1... Okay, maybe let's go another way. Our airspeed is 150, so divided by 60, this is like 2.5, give or take. So 15 knots divided by 2.5, this will be 4, 5, 6. So we should have more like 6 degree correction. Now I'm not absolutely sure if this gyro is showing the true or magnetic, because maybe the aircraft is botched and it's super dark here. Can someone shine a light? Okay, it's showing 110 now. 110. Okay, so this is matching up. So we should be flying more or less this heading, and this should keep us on our path. Boom! Congrats on smashing past the 50 on to 100. Whoa! We are on the way to 100, but I'll leave it like that for the rest of the stream because it feels very good. Let's let everyone know that we smashed the goal, and we'll choose a new goal next time. Thank you, Marco Monkey. We had a raid from Fabio, 190 viewers. So it's pretty nice. And we're doing VFR flight. I think I just joined. We also have the FailBot enabled, so we can fail the engine. But everyone is trying to put me to sleep and surprise me later. We'll be at 9000, otherwise auto NPC will get annoyed at me. Okay, okay. That's fine. You can look at me from above. Do the loops. You know, like they have this aircraft that's doing camera work for Tour de France, the bike race, and it's just flying loops over the race. Looks amazing. Just in case you can't do that. My clock is showing 6 minutes. Now let me think. We are doing something like 2.5 miles. Okay, so 120 is 2 miles per minute, 180 is 3 miles per minute, so we're doing 2.5 miles. I just do this, eyeballed it. You do not need to do the math, except by dividing the full numbers by 60. So 2 miles per minute, that should put us at 7 minutes, 14 miles. My trim will not stay set in any aircraft. Maybe you have some rogue input, maybe you have it mapped to an axis, or maybe you have some rogue button that is being pressed that you have mapped to the trim. Interesting, I'm really not sure why. Maybe you have the auto trim assistance enabled. And is that pilot guy? Very nice to see you here. Welcome, welcome. As you can see, terrain is absolutely uninteresting. We have a long lake here. So what happens, there is not too many roads, not too many big cities, and it's just a lot of forest, fields, lakes. So it's pretty difficult to spot yourself on the map. So we have this long lake parallel to our route. Some towns over there. Let's try to find this on the chart. Aircraft is somewhat trim. That is fairly unusual. Let's go back to the chart. We also should be. So that's 3. Okay, we're flying on this lake. Oh, easy peasy. And there's 1, 2, 3. And there should be a wind farm in front of us. Do we see the smaller lakes? Well, not really. There should be nothing on the left. Should be crossing some roads soon. Oh, I actually see this small lake. So I'll show that right up. So last time I knew we were here. Let's... Oh. Let's click it. Let's go back. So... I told you I saw a small lake. I think that was the one. I think. And let's have a look there. There's the wind farm. There's a gajillion wind farms. I'm not sure why the sim is freezing up sometimes, so there is a chance it will crash. Have you actually flown? Yes, I have a CPL license in Europe, but I haven't flown for the last 2 years, so all my ratings expired, but I think I'll get back to it at some point in the future. But now I'm flying the sim, and this actually lets me practice, so I somewhat feel a bit more confident than when I was actually flying, because I can train all those things. And sim is a great practice tool, so I can recommend it. If you're doing it right, I think you can really practice the things. Of course, it's different from real world flying, like maybe it feels a bit different, but you can train the procedures. What you can do if you have the actual aircraft, you can remember where all the switches are, because that's the problem I have whenever I come back to the aircraft. Or you can learn how different avionics work, because whenever I was flying, I didn't have all that much time to figure it out. So now I can take all the time in the world, try to figure it out. So yeah, it's pretty nice. 1 moment, Vex. No problem. You are always able to catch up with us, because your aircraft is much, much faster. So, I have actually flown this route in real life, although when I'm flying for real, I fly much higher, just so I can see better, and whenever something fails, I have more time until I hit the ground. So that's simply safer. So usually I fly at like 3,000 or 5,000 feet. No one cares too much about the 500 feet rule here, so we can fly at 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, not so issue whatsoever. We also have flight information service, so we'll talk to the informator on the ground, and they will try to let you know about any conflict in aircraft, but obviously you have to look around because this is airspace G. Do you know when you will be able to return your air flying? I don't know, but I need to take some time, chill, practice, and actually learn the theory maybe, because before I feel confident I can apply to some airline. But so far I need to get my life going straight and wait until everything chills, and until then I can practice here. So whenever I go back to real aircraft, I think I'll feel pretty much at home, except I will probably feel a little dizzy and so on. But as far as procedures go, I can train it here. As far as theory goes, it's much easier to learn when you're actually hands-on, so I can do that here. Actually, it's pretty great. And now when I come back to flying, it won't be that I will go into G1000 aircraft and not do anything, because I haven't been flying for long. I will just go and everything will be spot on, because I can train it here. That's pretty awesome. Let's try to see if we know where we are. And now we got to this area when there is absolutely nothing around. There's some long water there. On my real VFR chart, I have all the forests marked as well, and those forests are all spot on. Actually, my real chart is over there, but I will not go and pick it up. I'm about to finish my private. Thank you for the follow. I'm about to finish my Okay. Thank you for the follow. Is that pilot guy? Thank you. Very nice to see you here. It's actually, I'm about to finish my private pilot. Great. And moving to IFR for next month. That's the same or out here in the USA. 3,000, 4,000 is usual flight altitude. Yeah, very nice. So when you're doing IFR, I can also recommend you to use your sim for practice, even during your IFR training. Just try not to overdo it. Remember, it's pretty intense, so you need to sleep and you need some rest. But I can definitely recommend using the sim or practice. I think you'll have FNPT, Flight Navigation Procedure Trainer 2 simulator. At least that's what I had here. I did 40 hours in this. And that's pretty intense, so maybe there's no need to practice when you're doing sim. But when you go to real flying, I had to do 15 hours in real aircraft. Then I could have used the sim to practice a bit more. This was when Mrs. wasn't out, but I had to explain, but I was so busy I didn't use it, and I feel it would have helped me a lot. Oh boy, where are we? Let's get this chart up and try to find ourselves. So that's the last time we knew. I think we're approaching those things. So we saw some small lakes. We maybe overflew some windmills. There was a long thing on the right. I think I see this area in the distance, these lakes. So let's put ourselves here, but I'm not super confident, so I'll just put it to the side. Welcome back. I hope your autopilot kept you safe. Now my plane is trimmed, although I feel like it's not trimmed. I don't know why. Also, the air is very steady because it's the morning, so I can just leave it and it flies. Once the daily turbulence hits in, because of the thermals and the air circulating, you have to control the plane all the time. I think for IFR you only get 10 simulator hours you can use, but you can do all physical flying too. Okay, I totally recommend to do the simulator because it's much comfortable and you can squeeze more things into the time. So when you're doing real flying, like most of the time you spend repositioning for another approach or doing things like that. In the sim, the instructor will make you sweat a lot. So that's a better use of your time. So I definitely recommend to use the simulator at your training organization. Here in Europe, we can do 40 hours on sim and then 15 hours on real aircraft. And I was doing this multi-engine. So sim was multi-engine. It was actually Seneca. And I remember one time I tried to reach these fuel selectors to secure the engine, and I reached for the wrong one. I didn't visually confirm it. I turned it off and my plane went down spinning. I had no clue what was going on. So that was a lesson learned. Just verify that you have the right controlling hand. If you're trying to secure the left engine, verify it's the left one. So what I do is the procedure goes like this. Everything forward. So props, throttle forward. Then you see which leg is that. What I do is I wiggle my foot, because when you think about the leg you're pushing, not about the leg that is dead. So I tend to think about the leg I'm pushing, which is the wrong one. I need to think about the leg I'm not pushing. So to make that, I just wiggle my foot like that. And then, okay, left foot dead, left engine dead. So now I go left throttle, I slowly move it back, confirm that nothing is changing, move it to idle. Left prop, left foot dead, left prop, slowly move it, confirm nothing is changing, move it to feather. Then left leg dead, left engine dead, left fuel selector off, left magnetos off. Oh, first magnetos, then fuel. Left fuel pump offset, alternator off, and right fuel pump on. That's the procedure. Get a bit high. There are some low-level clouds that are obscuring the view, but it should be okay. I do not feel very confident about our position, but we are flying in more or less the right direction. I hope we'll find something more prominent soon. Now, if we were higher, it would be much easier to see what's around us, but I wanted to make it difficult, so that's what happened. We have this long lake here, so let's try to find it on the chart. Also, I need to keep my keep my altitude steady. Any questions? Please let me know. I think this kind of VFR flying is not very often that happen in streams, so if you want any tips, you can ask, or if anything is not clear, you can ask. Also, we have the blurb and stream alerts that you can use and distract with some music.
How come Jimmy didn't have to do it?
That's the one that I triggered. We also have the other one. Is that the A62? No. That, my friend, is Piper Seneca 5 from Coronado. It has the name written all over here. I haven't flown a real aircraft of this type, but I have flown in my IFR sim training. Let's go to the charts. Oh. Oh boy. So is there a chance that we have been... I think we're here. Let's also check the distance. So we have been going for almost 20 minutes times 2.5. That will put us at 45 miles. Now this is 5 miles here, so we need 9 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that pretty much matches with our dead reckoning. We might have lost course a bit.
FBI, open up!
Oops. Oops. I think we're good. I'll open. Please do not knock the door over, or I'll have to buy a new one. Okay, so I think the position matches. We can go a bit to the left, like 2 miles maybe. And there is a windmill, power turbine, wind turbine, whatever we call it here. Let me try to see it on the chart. Although those power turbines, they're a bit hit or miss because there's a ton of them. They might not be very up to date. So as you can see, there's really a lot of them. So next we should see this city in the distance. We should see some weird looking lakes. We should see a road, and we'll have our DME. So I think whenever I think we cross this road, I'll tune in the DME. There's no VFR, only DME. They actually got rid of most of the en route VFRs. We only have the terminal VFRs now. And we'll just double check with the DME that we are somewhere over here. Cool. Back to the plane. I somewhat want to fly higher. I do not want to keep this altitude at 1500, so let me get down. Also, my VATSIM comms are not very elaborate here, but there is no one around, so I'm not really worried about it. Let's double check our transponder is in the old, so that's fine. Any questions whatsoever? Let's check if we didn't forget anything. The lights... Oh, actually we had the strobes off because I turned them from the fin to the off. I forgot to move to the on. Landing lights are off, nav is on. It's okay. Let's have a look at the fuel. Fuel is very happy. We loaded 80%. We do not need oxygen today. Let's get back on track and altitude. You also see hoverboard hovering around us here, slightly behind and way higher. Let me try to read that. No, I think hoverboard maybe are here up front, and there is someone else just behind us. Let's try to find you. Oh, so hover is behind us. Hey hover, nice to see you. And there's someone up in front that I do not see. So this might be actual VATSIM traffic here. Any of you? Very nice to see you here. You are behind. Yes, I see you. I see you here behind. Over. Cool. Okay, we didn't get too low. We are in this moist area, so the visibility is somewhat obscured. Let me have a look. There is some small lake coming up over here. I will disable the nameplates. So this area, I find it very hard to navigate here, simply because there's nothing to catch on. There's obstacle here and this small lake. There's the river, and we may or may not have that road behind it. So our wind correction is working pretty okay, I think. There's definitely a river. Okay, plane is trimmed. I can safely leave it. Let's have a look at the chart. Cool, so we are over here. See? Well, maybe. Okay, now I'm not so sure. I wanted to catch this obstacle, but it's not marked here.
What the dog doing?
I'm down. Hey, thank you for the blurb or some alert. What, the duck? Yeah, I actually don't know. Maybe we were... I don't know. I don't know. So I remember last time we were somewhere here. Let's put this, but I'm not very confident. Actually, we saw the river, so we might be here. And this should be somewhere around our DME. Let's look for this town. Oh, okay, let me hide it. Let's look overdoing. Now, looking from the aircraft isn't very convenient, as you can see, because there's all sorts of things obscuring your view. There's the river, there's the town. So I think we're Abim Drozdenko. Now, let's try to confirm the Siri. There's a DME. So 115.3. Let me go here. 115. Hey, Herbert! You managed to get in front of us. Sorry for flying in an erratic pattern, but because I don't have autopilot, that's what's going on. Let's switch this. Let's get our DME to nav1, and it's showing 19 miles. That's not it. Okay. Cool. I'll leave the DME. That's something that you can use normally in flight. It's actually going up. So we're way past it. Oh dear. Okay, let's try to rethink the situation. My clock is showing 26 minutes. We are doing, okay, maybe a bit more than 2.5, but below 3. So we are between 75 miles out and 50 miles out. So this is 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. We're somewhere here. So I think that's what we saw, maybe. Does that much now with the DME? 10, 20, 30. Okay. 10, 20. Okay. That's much better. So I think we're somewhere here. So we really need to find ourselves now, because we are getting closer to our CTR. Nice. There's the river again. Now, which one is it? DME is showing 22. Let's... Okay, along the river, there should be a city that's slightly bigger, so that should be visible. Ivex, Megabyte, hey, very nice to see you here. We had it right, we smashed our goal, so we can celebrate. Yay, it's great. We're flying VFR, we have the FailBot enabled. We got 500 feet too high. And we are like 2/3 into our flight. Awesome, well done, dude. Thank you, I'm very happy. So I think this is the city we are looking for, at the river. It's pretty much up. I have seen this city RL. There is a factory there. That's pretty easy to spot because it's huge. Hey Herbert, we see you again. Very nice. There's this river. Okay, I think this is the factory, so it's actually huge normally. There's this river. Okay, so that makes it nice. I would have a hard time without the DME. But as I told you, the area here is very uninteresting in terms of there's no prominent features that can catch up. And there's a ton of lakes, ton of small towns, ton of forests, so definitely hard to find something very concrete to catch on the VFR chart. Okay, so now I assume this is the city of Wronki. We are going crazy fast, so if you're following, I hope you have the right aircraft for the job. And is this some airfield? It definitely looks like one. Let's try to find it on Navigraph. So we are here, we just passed. The river is turning here. And I do not see any airfield. Well, although I know there is an airfield somewhere here near this town, it's also possible that we got so out of the way that we are here. So let's try to look right and look for this lake. And then we'll tune the DME for our destination so we can feel a bit safer. Oh boy. Cannot see a thing from this plane. Small lake with the city. Okay. I'm not super confident here, so I'll tune in the rad navigation 8 from our destination. And we'll be able to go. We are 30 miles from the Zdenko, so we can also check that. Let's have a look back. Zdenko is here. Have a look. Okay, 30 miles, so this like 10, 20, 30. So we are actually here. Oh dear. So the river we're crossing. Okay, now we are here. I think we just simply advanced too fast. I'm not so sure. Let's in our navigation 8. It should be here, 115.8. And we'll be ready to go. So as you can see, we had some surprises. 1158. 1158, 26 miles, and the other one is showing 31. So we are somewhere in the middle. Let's have a look back. I actually want to have a look that. Okay, so we're somewhat between this and this, closer to this. So we're somewhere here. Okay, so we just passed Bronki then, and we are somewhere over here now. Cool. I think this is the scale that we are interested in. Let's jump back. How's everyone doing? Any questions? Please let me know. We do have some interesting things like blurb. If you like what you see, you can follow. Will make me very happy. You can also turn on the notifications so that you know whenever I'm live. See where the VR is. Okay, the VR. It's over there. Okay, so we're actually we were in the town. Huh. It's 25 miles. Let me think. Did we get so lost that we are so much off? Okay, that is most likely the case, so let me show you then. So what happened is that I thought we were here, but we are actually here by the looks of it. Okay, so whenever I thought I was here, I was actually here, and it seems like simply we had this small direction error to the left, and instead of hitting this town, we did hit this town. Now there was nothing I could catch on visually. That's somewhat expected. It's a nice idea to use your VFR navigates. Now, according to what the VR is showing, we are somewhere, well, we are now somewhere here. So let's go back there. Whoa, I totally did not expect that, but hey, here we are now. Let's make the best of it and fly towards our airport. So the Stiaso was the one I knew, which has this small airfield to the side. And I actually have trained their IRL. Nice. Didn't expect to get lost here, but hey, here we are. So let's me put our chart up. So we are somewhere over here. We are inbound airfield. At least I hope. Let's double check. 1158, that's what I have tuned in. I'll just fly straight into the VFR, and we need to fly straight south. So if I turn this, now the south is up. So we are somewhere here. Okay, so maybe we weren't that much lost. Super confused now. I'm not sure if we prefer we're here or here. I think we do not need to bother anymore. Let's see, 22 miles inbound. So that will be here, here. So we are somewhere over here. Okay. Then the city with the river we saw might have been this one. And there's this small lake that we saw before. Okay, that makes sense. Let's find the point delta. And we'll be good. Let me put it back in the aircraft. We cannot see very much, so we'll need to use the VFR. I have just put it straight in, and I'm trying to follow that. I need to apply some wind correction. We are 20 miles out. And because we are flying into the sun, I did set the time to morning. It's somewhat difficult. Hey! Hard is fun. Thank you for the follow. Very nice to see you here. Again, terrain that's somewhat difficult to navigate because we do not have whatever is on our charts. We have this small river here. Let's see if I can see it. Not very confident which one that would be. We are way further. Still 17 miles. 5, 10, 17. Heads up. Are you somewhere here? Let me turn on the labels. Yay! Hello, welcome. I see you're following in turns. I think it's interesting for you. Also a nice training to follow something visually. Okay. Now the weather is not great. We need to stay at this altitude because we'll slowly get below the TMA. Okay. Now it's somewhat right. We can get a bit down. What radial are you tracking onto the VFR? So now I put it on the big screen. Okay. The radial is 182, more or less. I just selected whatever put me directly into the VFR. So yeah, we did lost our position. That was somewhat expected. So I thought I would be able to follow more closely. 12 miles. No, not only we are not super confident where we are, but we also can't see very much. Still okay-ish for the VFR, but when you're not very confident where we are, it's not great. I see some lake here on the right, so I think that's the one. So we are somewhere here. Let me check my DME. Is showing 10 miles. That's 3 miles here. 10 miles. Okay, that's spot on. Cool. So see this lake I saw there? I think that's the one we saw on the chart. I lost the radar there. Let's get back on it.
Traffic to Skate 5, we present startup.
I didn't hear the airport name. Poznan traffic, Commander 117, inbound 10 miles from the north for landing runway 28, Poznan traffic. I'll pull up the chart, the runway is 28. Okay. Thank you for the follow, Sidbones. Very nice to see you here. I'm glad you like it. Let me track this a little better. I think we'll not be able to do our VFR points. Let me think. Our VFR points should be on the radial. Let me check this. Looks like this radial. Let's go there. So let's say that's radial 330. Let's go there and we should be able to follow this radial inbound. And we should be able to see the lake, which is our VFR point. So what I'm getting at, we're somewhere here, we'll hit this radial and fly into the green light, and I want to see this lake because
traffic, top sky, 85, taxi, golf, to holding point, alpha, runway 28.
from there on, I know how to go visually. We are somewhere here now. Okay, let's back in the plane. I hope you can hear the VATSIM traffic. It also wasn't very loud for me. We are 5 miles, there's the lake, so that's the one I was trying to see. Poznan traffic, Commander 117, Point Victor 1500 feet inbound for rough traffic pattern, runway 28 for full stop, Poznan traffic. And we see the CDI live. CDI is not very happy. Okay, now it's happy. Cool, that's pretty much what I expected. The volume is good. Great, thank you. So this small lake that I usually see when I fly outbound to the north or inbound, there are some sailboats here. Let me slow down a bit. So 25, prop, 25. I'll try to slow down. Let me see. We're very close to the VR, that's why the CDI is doing the crazy things. So we'll follow this until we see the airport. Okay, it's definitely not VR anymore. Oh boy. Okay, it actually looks better from here than from the plane. Follow that route. Now in the plane, I normally would be able to put my head somewhere, try to see whatever is there. I think that's our airfield popping through the fog. So I'm not completely sure. 1 mile out. So that looks pretty much like it. Haze makes it very challenging. Yeah, the haze is awful. Oh, there's a terminal. Okay. And here's the traffic tower. I did pull some scenery from
Positive
Flight Sim 2.
traffic, top sky 85 at holding point runway 28. We observe the traffic from the north of airport. And are we able to take off, or you will be immediately landing?
Go ahead, we will land after you. Commander 117.
Okay, so positive traffic, top sky 85, we lining up and take off runway 28. Dzięki.
See the leaning lights. Cool. Let's do some longer traffic pattern. So normally I do my downwinds, well, turn into base like somewhere here. Let's have a look at the city. I think I might have also pulled some scenery. Okay, the flight sim is definitely loading things. Hey Mosky, hey, very nice to see you here. No weapon harpers in our plane. Is this a bug? This post made by DC's gang. Well, you can always make your hard points if you have, you know, duct tape. You know what I mean. And there's this small window that you can use. But yeah, I've never had any weapon on real aircraft. Okay, let's tune in the ILS. Or maybe let's just go with the VR. So the runway is somewhat around 280.
Positive traffic, top sky 85, we are airborne passing 1000 feet. Miłego lądowania.
Damy jego, dzięki. Okay. No south seat now. Let's get a big up. Try to find our airport. I dialed in the obvious that should put us more or less on the final. Here's the stadium, so that's something I know. Let's slow down. Prop forward, throttle idle. Landing lights on. Fuel pumps on. Don't worry about the warning. That's only until we put down the gear down, speed check flaps 1. We see the runway lights on the left. Understandable, thank you. Well, there are no weapons in the sim, but actually the sim has some leftover sim vars related to weapons. I think at some point this was from this Combat Flight Simulator by Microsoft, and the sim vars are marked as deprecated, but I think they are there. Cool. There's our upper chilling light. We did use the VR extensively here, so that's something I would do normally. Now the main terminus to the left, we will vacate to the left and taxi there. There are also some hangars on the north side to our right. And finally there is no trees here. I remember default scenery had this trees somewhere over here. Okay, we are good. Here's the glide slope. Pink. Glide slope antennas, basically. We can land a bit further. No problem. We'll just vacate or backtrack. Okay, slowly rolling off the power. Slowly pulling back. It's 1, 2 landings. So I will bill you twice for the landing. Here's our first exit taxiway. Flaps up. Fuel pumps off. I think I've got ahead of myself here. Pulling back at the yoke. Let's roll off here. There are 2 windsocks there. In unison or uniwind. We'll be down in a minute. Perfect. Runway is vacated. Poznan traffic, Commander 107, runway vacated to the left, Poznan traffic. Ooh. Should have slowed down a bit more before doing all that. Strobe lights off. We just leave the one on the fin. Taxi light on, landing lights off. We'll keep the transponder on. Well, this taxiway is way smaller. IRL, but hey, that's okay. Okay. All good, we arrived safely, but with this visibility, we wouldn't be able to do that with the help of the VR. Well, we also have the GPS that I would normally use, but I wanted to make it more difficult. Robert, I will text Slavic here. Actually, let's maybe park and try to see you. Okay, we jumped out of the aircraft. And we'll try to see you. This shall be great. So you can see that the visibility here is pretty okay, but in flight it's not so great. I'll turn on the nameplates. Here we are. Here's the VR, which is located in this place. We have the control tower. I have actually been top here. Very nice place. During my training, the controller took us there so we could see few operations. I was very surprised how calm those people are. There's a fire station, main terminal, and old terminal, which is now general aviation terminal, where I used to fly from. Here's one hangar, other hangar. There are two general aviation aprons here. I'll quickly check my taxiway, but I'll show this in a moment. To vacated left via Sierra, we'll go Delta 2 Bravo Golf. Delta 2 Bravo Golf. Poznań traffic, Commander 107, taxi into general aviation apron via Delta 2 Bravo Golf. Poznań traffic. Whoa, that control tower is third distance from the runway. No, it's very close actually. At least for me. Like, you can see the runway no problem. And the good thing is you can also see the whole airport, what's going around there. So maybe with this zoom it looks pretty far, but normally you can see everything, no problem whatsoever. I see hover is getting in. We cannot really see it from here. And the tower actually looks exactly like that here. Yeah, I think it's just the perspective. It's not super close, but it's pretty okay. Also remember that this area is very small, so you do not have anything to guide you as far as the scale goes. Hey, however, I'm very happy we managed to do that and see you here. So, yeah. All to you. I think this touchdown zone marker is way too close to the end of the runway. It should be somewhere over here. Maybe here even. I mean the aiming point. Touchdown zone area. Hey, almost there. There we go. Perfect. So you can vacate to the left here via... What's the name? Via Bravo. Oh no, we are already past that. So we can vacate via Sierra here, this. At the angle and follow me. Awesome. Normally whenever I land J aircraft, I'm usually able to vacate here. No, so that is fine with the touchdown zone. I don't know why. Oh, it's from the other end, it looks way different. Oh, no, now it's looking okay. Cool, I never tried to look at it this way. So normally I'm able to vacate here and just roll through the terminal. Cool. However, let me jump back and I'll hide the nameplates. And we can resume our taxi. Parking brake. Oh, not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Let's roll. As far as the stands go, I never remember the numbers, although there are clear remarks so we can just park wherever it's free. And you do not need to bother about exact stand number. ATC does not bother about that as well. I will try to find it, I'll pull it up for you in a second. Let me move this power to idle. And parking states stands. Going to drop into my F16. Have new VR headset to try out. Wow, awesome. Tell me how it goes. I'm very curious. I've never tried in VR, but for GA flying, I think I'm fine with the normal setup. 15 must be great. Bye bye. See you next time. Okay, we turn right here onto Bravo. So that is Bravo. Here's the terminal. We need to go left into Golf. There is a deep in this area, so whenever attacks there, the aircraft goes like that, because there's a deep. So we need to slow down before the turn. Okay. We'll continue here. He looks like he's standing. Not sure. I think he's only on multiplayer, not on VAT sim. Okay. The fog is totally messing up with the buildings there. So we'll taxi all the way to the end and we'll see how it looks from there. And there's actual old tower here, which is now part of the building, not the actual tower. I no clue what happened here, but okay, somewhat fine. This here is the de-icing path. And this is the general area where we should be standing. Let's go here and actually try to turn off on this little taxiway. Okay, hoverboard. I think you can park anywhere over here. It's a bit cluttered, but you do not need to worry about it whatsoever. See, I got kicked in and out the network. It reconnected. I think we're good. Okay, parking brake set. Let's open the cowl flaps. So we... Oh, it's not simulated. Let's try to remember that. Transponder standby. Let's shut down. I'll start it again full next time. So taxi lights off. Okay, this is okay. Need to shut down our avionics. So this goes to off, autopilot to off, radio master off. Kill the engine with the mixture. Oh, I should have turned off the alternators first. And the heating. In light off. And we're good. Let's also close those fuel tanks. Perfect. Flight is finished. Let's see what we can do next. I think, let me see what's the time. We've been live for 2 hours. Now the weather is not great, so we can either go to our... Oh, one more thing I need to do. That was a fun little hack. Thank you, I'm glad to like it. I flew this route IRL, although I didn't get lost, but the reason is, let me pull up this chart for you. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. I'll show you what my real chart looks like and why it's much easier to navigate for me. So I'll put the text up for you and I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. I'll show it on camera, so it might not be super quality. That's the VFR chart I'm using. It's from our PANSA, Polish Air Navigation Service Agency. So that's the one they sell. I have it, it's laminated, so I can draw on it with marker. That's 1 to 500,000. It's pretty old, it's from 2014, but well, maybe not a lot has changed. So it would be nice to get a new one whenever I'm flying. And now what I like so much about it, I'll open on the area where we are actually. Let me go also to the full. So that's what it looks like. And as you can see, it has all the forests marked here. So forests, power lines, rivers, lakes. And the forest, they make it so much easier for me to navigate because those forest contours, they're spot on. And in the area that we're overflying, there's really not much as far as terrain goes. So whenever you have this forest, it makes it much easier. But the American charts do not have the forest, so I think that is the reason why Navigraph decided not to have forests on their charts. Which is okay, but makes it more difficult flight for me here when I need to actually have some more data to look at. I woke up the cat, so she might be running here. Don't get scared. Do not scare the cat. And we can disconnect from VATSIM and do some IFR approaches here maybe. I think that will be interesting. Or do you want to go to our next VFR destination? Hey, very nice to see you here. Waiting for next stream. Nice evening. Hey, I'm glad you like it. I am streaming Tuesdays and Thursdays, 18 Zulu, so that's 19 our time. And I will be streaming also one day of the weekend, 18 Zulu, depending on how my weekend is looking. Thank you, Stevens. Very nice to see you here. Hoverboard parked and engines of Canada. It's nice to see charts from other countries. Thanks for sharing. Yes. The first edition wasn't great and very readable. I had the first edition in like 2008, but they improved it. And now those VFR charts, I absolutely love them. And the American charts are quite difficult because I do not have so much information there. Obviously, you probably fly higher, so you see more and so on. And you cover greater distances, so it's not like you really care. And you always have a GPS on, so no big deals. Ton of navigates. But I like flying with just looking at the chart, and with this real chart, I can follow the forest contours, and that is spot on. Maybe we can do the next like this sometimes, so I will just mark it. I probably won't be showing this to you. So I think let's do IFR approaches because the weather is pretty much IFR, so why not? And to train that, that's also a nice opportunity to train the engine failures. I'm surprised no one has used the FailBot and failed the engine, but at least I could fly peacefully. I will disconnect from VATSIM. Oh, I'm actually disconnected. Okay, connection works, so I think nothing bad happened there. I didn't check the VAT spy, but looks like there was no one there because the other traffic called us on the same frequency. Whoa, the battery is running dry. Let me turn it off, magneto's off. That's what I forgot. I've been flying, no time to mess you up. Yeah? Whoa! You parked very close here. Nice. And this thing is actually here. But those two, I think they're much smaller or not here at all. At least that's how I remember it. It looks like this scenery didn't load out correctly, so maybe it has been done for previous version, but the shape is pretty much accurate. And yeah, there's even this this roof here that I can hide under. Cool. Let me show you the charts and we'll do the VFR approaches. I think that's a good idea. So let's change the stream title. So we're doing that. Practicing engine failures. Our engine failures. In J2 with viewers and FailBot. Yeah, that's about it. Stream title has been updated. You may or may not need to refresh the page for you to show up. Let's go back to the charts. Now the charts that we have the approach here. So what do we want to do? We want to do ILS or localizer. Not no Cat2, no RNP. We may want to try the VFR runway 28. So we'll try those two. Should be great. Let me switch to the low IFR view here. Get rid of the roots. So we just go up. Pretty amazing animation. Okay. We can, I think, select the approach here so that at least we have some visualization what is going on. I will just select the ILS to 8 with final because the point is pretty far. Let's have a look at the chart. So, as far as the airport goes, the elevation is 308. I need to hit the B in the seam. Now it's looking a bit better. I'll show you that in a second. We are parked here, so we'll just taxi straight via Golf Alpha to 100.28. That's the plan. We'll take off, runway heading. We'll turn to the left, because usually they vector you on the left. However, sometimes they do on the right. So we'll turn left. We'll just vector ourselves, I think. Or do we track the outbound and do the procedure turn? Let's do the procedure turn. We'll take off, runway heading, turn around, go backtrack on the localizer, then we'll do the at 3000, then at 11 miles or further we'll do procedure turn to the left or right. I'll decide later. Frequency is 1103 and 1158. Let me set that in. Oh, we are not looking. Sorry for that. Let me go on once again. We are here. We'll taxi via Golf Alpha to the holding for runway 28. We'll take off, runway heading. Then we'll runway heading, climb to, let's say, 2000. Then we can turn around, track the localizer outbound on the outbound. At 3000, 11 miles or further, we'll do the procedure turn, inbound, and do the approach. That's the plan. 1103 and 1158. Let me tune that in. 110. Oh, we need the aircraft training. So let's start up the aircraft and then we'll tune that in. Also, during this flight, you can fail the engine. If you don't, I will fail it myself and practice it. We're good. Nav light. How dare I? Nav light on. Beacon line on. It's called fin strobe. Okay. Now fuel selectors. Both on. This is not operational. Parking brake is set. I step on the brakes again. Right magnetos on, right fuel pump on. Areas clear. Clear prop. Hit the starter. You might have done something wrong. The mixture is not in and throttle 1 inch in. Normally I do this with the checklist because I do not want to rush it. I just take my time, but here I want to make myself remember everything. So if I do something wrong, it will punish me later, and then I hopefully will remember better. Right engine is running. All pressure, I think that's the one, is okay. Right alternator on, right fuel pump off. Let's get the left engine, magnetos on, fuel pump on. Should check the fuel pressure before we start. I'm not sure if we have it here. It's probably unmarked as the fuel flow. Okay. Starter engaged. This started. Left alternator on, fuel pump off. Radio master on, autopilot master on, and transponder to standby. I'm going to turn it to lifetime so I can practice nighttime takeoffs landings. We can do that as well, maybe. Let's do that. It's a great idea. So I go here to the menus, go to the weather, and go to the real time. Yeah, thanks for the idea. Overboard, I like it. I actually didn't think about it. So now I can finally see what these lights are doing. Okay, they're pretty cool. I forgot how to operate them. Remember, there's a click spot somewhere here. And here. Let's try to get it off and see how that works. Oh, it's pretty lit inside. I'll just turn it to something and leave it here. Let's get this full on with this. Okay, that's a bit too much. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Okay, I think this should be about right. Note that our transponder turned into night mode, so now it's not black numbers on green background, it's green numbers on the black background, which is pretty funny. I'm not sure what's up there with the autopilot, why I cannot always get it running. No idea. I wish I know, but I don't, so it's just not firing up again. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. If you know, you can let me know. Also, I still couldn't figure out where's the thermometer in this aircraft, so I know our outside air temperature. That's the test. Okay, what was I doing? The engines are started. I hit the B, so we have the correct UNH. This is loading. We'll gauge the prop heat. I think it's pretty cold. Let's have a look at actual matter. So do I do that? Matter. Echo Papa Papa Oscar. That's from 20 Zulu, so that's 15 minutes ago. Wind 240, 2 knots, so runway 2 is okay. Visibility 5,000 meters. That's pretty okay. We should have been able to see much better. Mist broken 4,300, temperature 4, QNH 1020. Let's check 1020 here. That's 1020, and 308 was the elevation. Cannot see it here, so we'll just set the same elevation. I think that's pretty much okay. We need our runway heading and outbound. So inbound is for landing is 283. Let me check the runway heading is also 283. So that is good. I'll set our CDI to 283. The way I do that is I put the arrow on the mark and then I count the clicks. 1, 2, oh sorry, just 283. So 1, 2, 3. That should be about right. And we'll do the same here. On the mark, 1, 2, 3. This way I can tell where it is actually. I do not have to guess it or rely on approximation. We'll also put the same number here because we'll be able to dial it in or read from somewhere. So 280. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Altimeter set. This is set. We now need our VR. So 115.3 is the VR. I'll set it on the nav2. 115.3. Now I do say 3, not 3, because that sounds more clear on the radio. So it's a good idea for me to simply make it harsh and maybe not very correct, but sound more clear on the radio for everyone around. We'll put our transponder code to 2000 for the VFR. Still in standby. Let's not use the chart. Or do you want to see the chart? I'll put the chart up for you. I'll try not to look there all too much, but this shall give you some more situational awareness. Okay, other than that, let's check if the traffic is on. Traffic is on. So I'll keep that here. I'll keep the traffic display here. I'll set it to add waypoints. Okay. Now my numbers, let me check again. 1158, that was 1158 and 1103. 1103 here. We'll leave the VR on the nav2 and 110 here. 1103. If you have any questions about the GNS for 530, let me know. I think I'm pretty proficient with now, and also after the recent updates from working title, it's working pretty great. Let's play one more vivid sound for me to wake up. Also maybe it will lure in Jesus. Haven't seen him in quite a while. Let's go. That's song by Our Last Night. I'll give the link. Our Last Night. That's what we're playing now. I hope it doesn't kick you out. I really like it. I'll just play one and we'll get back to our usual soundtrack. Nav is done, it's done. We have checked the meter. I think we are good to go. Autopilot is not cooperating. I don't have any idea how to make it work at this point. Fuel quantity is pretty much okay. We are on the higher end. So let's taxi. However, is the T in front? I'm not really sure. I think that's it, but it's not showing the nameplate. Okay, let's taxi. We will taxi. I'll show the taxi route. So we taxi here. From here via Golf. It's just an arc, but we have to mention it. Golf Alpha. That's how I puts it anyway. Golf Alpha to this holding short. I will not do the run up. We did it before, so I think we're okay. And it will make it a bit quicker. Cool, let's go. And then we'll do the ILS, so I'll keep this up for me. Let's only check the minima. That's 496, so 500 feet is the minima. And this put us to 210 feet above the ground. Go around We'll basically do the same as our departure. So pretend ATC gave us these go-around instructions. And MSA is 2300 is the highest. Highest obstacle is here on the south, 1228. I'll leave this open for me like that. We're good. Let's taxi. I'll pretend I'm doing VATSIM, also I'm doing. Taxi light on. Poznan traffic. Let me change the registration. Poznan traffic, November 227, Victor X-ray, Renovation Airport taxi to holding point runway 28 via Golf Alpha, Poznan traffic. Parking brake release. Let's go. Herbert, I think you go behind me. Looks like that's your idea. And actually this other taxiway, it goes uphill, so that's depicted here well. Slow down. Why is our taxiway light not revealing too much of the taxiway? It's a bit unfortunate. I'll also turn on the landing lights so we can see a bit better. This Viper, hey, so the song lured someone in. Good, it's actually remembered the radio. Yeah, I did. It said it's all your fault, so I blame you. Boom! Who was that? Okay, we see this line that's indicating that the hold short is near. Let me wait here. Map. Oh god. How could I? How could I? That's strike one today. Strike two actually, because previously I had a map. I didn't have a map, but I was talking about the map. Got him. Well done, Viper. Very nice to see her. How was your day? We'll stick with the our last night for one more song to wake me up a bit. That's one of the reasons I don't use a lot of scenes. I don't have scenes at the moment. I'm just clicking the height show, but I will change it to the scenes very soon because I think I'm happy with the configurations that I have and I actually know what scenes I need. Okay, let's pretend run-up check is done. Let's do our pre-flight things. So fuel quantity is here. Fuel selectors are both on the on, and the way they're positioned here is absolutely horrendous. Not only that, they're also black and very hard to feel. Okay. Transponder. Whoa, Herbert, I think that's it. Transponder alt. Landing light is on. Taxi light is on. We'll lift taxi light. Okay, let's leave it off. Strobes on. Fuel pumps on. Flaps 1. Okay, I think I remembered everything. Now the pilot's working, so maybe the problem is... I don't know what the problem could be. Why is now on? It wasn't previously. Maybe it was doing the self-test. Let's get back to the vibes and take off. Parking brake is released. Poznan traffic, November 227, Victor X-ray line, camp runway 28, Poznan traffic. We are not on VATSIM, but I'm doing the calls so I get more comfortable with it. We do see the zebra. We are in Europe, so we say zebra or the piano keys, as you guys say. Runway 28, let's check our heading. Something didn't quite work here. Why? I think I set it to 283, unless I did something wrong. So I did something wrong. That's 280, 1, 2, 3. I think that's about right. Oh, it should be it. We have 283 here as a reminder. We have ILS on the nav 1 and VR on the nav 2 here. Hey, I do that too. Yeah. Ready still, let's go. Remember the FailBot is active, so you can fail the engine anytime. Actually, It would be nice if you can fail the engine of takeoff run, because that's something I want to practice at some point and I need some assistance. Okay. Set the power. Oh god. Okay, I need power is set. Airspeed alive. 80. Let's rotate now. We are above blue line. Positive climb. Gear up. Now 200 above ground level will be at 500 feet. I'll try to track the ILS. 200 feet, reduce the power to climb ZX, so 35, and let's put the prop on 25. I just want it in the green ranges. 300 feet, flaps up. Fuel pumps on and landing light off. I think that's about everything I had to do at this point. Oh, my throttle control slipped out. Feel free to take off. I'll text back to the starter running. Oh, that's what happened. I used this silicone tape to stick all my controls to the desk, so they actually do not move. I can recommend that. It's no glue, it's just adhesive, and it sticks like crazy, so you have to use it with caution, not to overdo it. (2,000 feet, which is above our MSA, so we can turn left and go to... We'll track outbound on the localizer. Let's try to do our standard turn. So we need to keep the wing here, but other way to tell it, the rule of thumb is you take your true airspeed or indicated true airspeed, I believe. So that's around 13 divided by 130 divided by 10, which gives us 13 plus 7. So 13 plus 7 should put us at 20 degree. 20 degree bank should give us rate 1, and it works like a charm. Amazing. I'm not sure why our VFR is not showing any our localizer is not showing any deflection. So I'm slightly worried about that. Let me switch to the VR, because I have confidence that this is working better. Is it actually? Yeah, that's working. Plus 2330. Let me put the heading on the outbound. I do not need to bother about switching the STI around here. OBS, because it's moving together with the compass rose, it's still directional. However, on this one, it's showing the opposite direction. So on this one, we would need to bother. My sim is going crazy right now. Yes, sim does that. I think there's nothing a quick restart cannot fix, and we are staying in the area, so we can do that, no problem. I also have the tracker on my head, but I'm not using it all too much. I think I do not need it for now. I think I need to reduce the sensitivity a bit, because it's actually fine, maybe. Let's pause it. We are at 4,000 feet and wanted to be at 3,000. So let's get back down to 3,000. Armor lag from Egg Papa Oscar. Cool, sounds good to me. Let's get on the VR. Let's check if this localizer is sending anything. Set off. Now it's here. Okay, it looks like it's alive. But for some reason it's behaving a bit weird. Let's have a look at the city. No, first let me set the cruise power. I will set, I think, 30 and 22, because it sounds better at 22. 22 should be right. I'll lean it just a little bit. Do not look at the EGT gauge actually. Let's see if this localizer wants to cooperate or not. So I also have the VR. Let me set it to directional. Now 283 minus 180 will be 103. So that's 100, 1, 2, 3. And we smash this guy and the other guy. That's correct. We can have a look at the city. I think our nav lights, now they're on. They're simply not showing. 3000. We can level off. Oh, so that is autopilot indicator and now it's actually showing something. For no reason whatsoever. Okay, so we're tracking the VR radial, which you cannot see. Let me do it like that. Here's our VR radial that we're tracking on the nav2. I'll load the approach here for you so you can look there. I will try not to look there too much. Echo Papa and Oscar. It will be a long turn. I know there is keyboard option, but I think I want to get more proficient with the knobs. ILS28. Enter. Just the vectors. Activate. Yes. Let's go back to the map. So you should see more or less what is going on. I'll just leave it for you. I will not use it too much myself. Let's try to keep this altitude. Back in. Hey, sounds great. Okay, we are on the VR radial. We are not on the localizer. Let me try to track the localizer. Oh, actually, for the localizer, so the thing I was wondering last time. For the localizer, you need OBS to have set to the final approach course to make it directional on the HSI. So it says 283 here, and when we're flying back course, we have to set it to 283. Otherwise, it will show on the wrong side, because it's not switching the sides like the VR does, because the OBS setting doesn't do anything here really. So 280 and 3 clicks, that's 283. And if I switch these to the ILS, the nav2, you see that it's on the other side. So this one is showing to the right because we are doing back course. This is non-directional and it is really hard to follow. And this is showing directional because it's moving with the compass rose. But here when we change the OBS, nothing happens because it's not the VR. So for the VR, you can actually make this directional, but for ILS, the old school instruments now, this one that's moving with the compass rose, you can make it directional. So that's one thing to remember, and you need to know if it's directional or not. If it's within the range, it's easy to tell. If it's not, then well, it's not so easy to tell. Any questions? Let me know. We also need to fail the engine at some point, so let me get to the 3000 and I will fail the engine then. I will set this to 283, so I have some more situational awareness. 1, 2, 3. It's maybe, yeah, let's do it like that. Looks okay for you? I hope it's fine. However, I think that is you following us closely. I need to climb and we are already 13 miles out. Whoa, hello moon. Drop forward. Throttle almost full. Let's get to the 3000. Level off. Okay, 30, 22. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, let's fail the engine and secure it, and then we'll do the approach. Although I do want to trim that aircraft first. Doesn't want to get trimmed very well. Did the mass, so we're pretty okay. I'll do the fuel off, so I can fix it easier. It will fail one of the engine. I actually do not know which one. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, so far so good. Okay, I think I need... It's not... Okay, now it's losing the thing. So I need right rudder. Okay. Prop forward. Throttle forward. Left leg dead. I'm wiggling it. Left engine dead. Let's check the left throttle. Slowly moving it back. No change, so that's confirmed. I'll leave it here. Left engine dead. Moving left prop. Slowly back. Nothing is going on. Confirmed. Feather. Now we need to go here and feather it. Okay. I'm also trying to keep our heading, but it's not working very well. Now let's move the live prop to 25. Live throttle. Yeah, let's keep it here in the green range. Should be about right. See, our altitude is okay. And let's do the procedure turn to the left. We'll do 80 to 60. Okay, the ball is okay, so my rudder is pretty much okay. And let me check. I captain, fuel off for engine 1. Cool, so it turned off engine 1, so I didn't mess it up. So we are still flying. Let me finish the securing procedure. Left mixture to idle. Left alternator off, left magnetos off, right fuel pump on. And left fuel selector off, but it's already off. Okay, we smashed the 80 degree. It's now 260 to the right. I finally can trim the aircraft and stop pulling on the yoke. Let me see how this goes. So that went pretty smooth after training for the last 2 streams. Although I still need to practice to not get off course. We did keep the altitude more or less, so that was okay, but I still did get off course, so I need to make this a little better. I love this reflection here, and it's actually getting me a bit disoriented. Which is great. And here on the quitations, left alternator in up because we turned it off. Now let's try to climb a little bit, so I'll need more power. So prop goes to 26, then that's the green range. And we have this in the green range. Localizer is alive. Maybe I have too much right rudder. We really should have kept at 3000. So I'm wondering what I cannot really climb now. Yesterday that worked. Day before yesterday. Last stream it worked pretty fine. Kaiser's alive, so let's get this intercept angle. Now one idea for the intercept is to keep the end of the yellow bar just under the heading bar. This should give you a smooth intercept. I also want to climb, which I cannot do for some reason. Let me try to accelerate above the blue line and climb now. It should be better. No. Maybe we need some more right rudder. No. So I'm not sure why this isn't working. It was working fine the last time. Maybe mixture in. Maybe we need to lean the mixture. No. Localizer, we are on course, so let me turn in. Okay. Looking at time, I think we'll do this approach and we'll end the stream here, so it will be 3 hours. Then that should be about fine for me. We're getting back on the localizer. Let me try to make this aircraft climb. How do I do that? I really don't want to descend. MSA is 2300, so we are still somewhat okay. Yeah, I'm also on the localizer. Let me set the heading back. Okay, I think now we should be able to climb at least slightly. Been a great stream, the flight was amazing. Yeah, we are not down yet, so you know, anything can happen. You can also do low level go around and whatnot. So we're not out of the woods yet, but so far I like it. And being lost on the VFR trip, somewhat lost, was also pretty cool. We are confident, yay! Confident in what? We are, but... Also this securing the engine went way smoother than the last time. Let's check this warning, left oil pressure, that's okay. That will land safely, oh yes. Okay, so the climbing is working somewhat. I need to get on the localizer. I'm getting somewhat disoriented because I see all sort of false horizon, which are mostly the canopy or the cockpit elements. Okay, we need bank slightly to the right, so we need to be like 2-3 degrees, and we need the ball hanging somewhat to the right. This should, at least in theory, give us some climb. And we need to stay above blue line, which is here. I'm not sure if you can see it. So slightly below 90 is the blue line. The gear is up, the flaps are up. Okay, so this is the climb rate that you often have to work with on this kind of twins. I think it's going too smooth. You can scare me with the blurb as well, or I will play the Titanic music, flute. The ship is going down for a safe landing. But I'll get you all out, no worries. Okay, we're doing great. 13.5 miles. We should be descending somewhere around 11 miles. As we'll stay at this 3000, or maybe try to climb to the 2800 where the final approach fix is. Need to trim back. I see what the problem is. I'm slipping to the left, so I should have this bank. Although I was all the time to the left, because when I leave the yoke, the aircraft is slowly turning to the left. That's the issue. Great. Let's get on the localizer. Okay, it's not really climbing. Maybe I'm still doing it wrong. Okay, we're on localizer. I lost the heading a bit here. Let's get back on it. Seeing that is how I know we will go on. Near, far, wherever you are. I don't know the words of the song actually. Most of the English songs I do not hear the words. Actually in Polish songs as well. Even if I know the words, okay, I do not know what they mean in the English. I most of the time also do not know. Yeah, there are actual words into the Titanic fueled clip. I'm glad at least you know them. Okay, 2800, we can keep on this is our step down altitude before final approach fix. I'm trying to keep on the localizer. Now, I think it is not a wise idea to drop the gear until we are closer, because they will give us a lot of drag. So I'm still not sure how to go about it. The movie is only 25 years old, really? I've seen it in cinema actually. Cinema was packed full of people. Okay, I need to look more at the attitude indicator, because I tend to look all over the place and then I'm losing the attitude. Let's see, our final approach fix is at distance 7.9, so 2 miles to go. Poznan traffic November 227 Victor X-ray established on localizer runway 28, 9 miles. Poznan traffic. You're not on Vasim, I'm just pretending to do that, so maybe I'll get my radicals more fluent. Classic is alive. 1 to tap. You're on localizer, so I'm losing it a bit. Half dot. Okay, let's start our descent here. Wind check. Can I do exclamation mark wind so we can see our wind? Oh, I'm removing the wrong throttle. 272 at 9, thank you. So basically a headwind. Slightly from the left. Okay, let's keep this glide slope now. Prop is forward. Mixture is forward. Okay, let's just move the two throttles at the same time because this is slightly disorienting. Let me leave it here. We are doing what? Hey, thank you for the follow, news found. Very nice to see you here. We need to get back on our heading and we need to keep the descent rate at 550, give or take. Maybe 500. Yes. We have 2 bots and 2 sim bots and 1 external bot. Oh, I need to release my rudder a bit. That was the problem. I kept the rudder at the same position, but now that I reduce the power, I actually need to release it a bit. Okay, let's try the gear. Speed check, gear down. Speed check, flaps 1. Let's see if it has performance to fly the approach with that. Okay, slightly above, slightly to the right. Speed is okay, descent speed is okay. We see the runway, but I'm still trying to look aside. Are all the ATC bot commands actually reading from the sim? Yes, they are. It's the script that is here. I modified it slightly because it was not telling you... It was not telling you that it has a wind command. And also another problem, I made it so that it writes in italics whenever it goes online and offline. And it's reading from the sim, everything. 10 minutes! Hello, hello! On the train home from your work, but will hang around for as long as I can. Great! I think this will be our final approach, or maybe we can do something strange for you. If you went so far as to tune in. Trains, jelly. Yeah, you see, it's very sad to hear that there's no trains in your city. I sincerely cannot believe that, but... I mean, I believe you, I just find it very strange. 810. So, if you do not know 10 minutes until landing, you should definitely go check out. And we'll be doing a celebration tomorrow. Shout out. We'll be doing GA flying on a tropical island that you can see whenever you boot Flight Simulator. The first splash screen shows Bora Bora Island, and we'll be flying there tomorrow with everyone online. So go follow 10 minutes until landing. We're flying tomorrow 18 Zulu, I think, and it shall be great. 10 minutes is usually doing tube flying, and tomorrow we are doing GA. So DC, you're very welcome to join. I was very impressed by Vancouver. Don't think any public transit is well done in Canada. Oh, really? Okay, so this ALS approach went pretty okay. I think our trainings throughout the last 2 or 3 streams are now showing off. Tank it. Actually, we'll not tank it. Look. Go around, go around. Full power. Flaps up. Positive climb. Gear up. And we'll do low level go around. And we'll do visual traffic patterns from here. Now, this is super difficult maneuver because you have your performance margin is extremely slim. There's a lot you have to do. So you have to be very careful with what you are doing. Vancouver is not too bad. Downtown Toronto is not bad, but once you leave the core, it's tough. Oh, I see. We need to stay at or above blue line, so we do have any climb performance at all. I think I need more right rudder, and we need slight right bank. This attitude should give us some performance to climb. We're doing whopping 150 feet per minute. It's definitely not a great climb, but we are definitely climbing, so take it for what it's worth. Okay, I'll do the pattern to the right here. I'll try to keep it tight. Try to do some shallow turns so we do not sink. Oh dear, this is close. As the tourists get from to your hotel, then to Gastown and to cruise terminal. Did you do any sightseeing then? Try the sky terrain, it's great for most of that. Sounds good. Let's see, we are at 5,600 feet, so that is definitely not great, which means we are only 200 feet above the terrain. So we do need to climb at all costs. Let me try to climb, baby. Okay, so this should put us in a climb. Still not great with the rudder and bank attitude here. Okay, so bank is 2 degrees, this is perfect. The ball should be hanging. Whoa, look, not this climb now. Look at this climb go. How come it's climbing now and not in any other position? So let's say the ball should be hanging at the right line. Okay, we're not climbing anymore, so I think we're just losing airspeed there. No. Now we're climbing. Let me try to make a shallow turn to the right. So I'll just do a 10 degree bank, 10 degree on top of the 2 degree, so 12 degree. We are below the blue line now, so let me shallow out a bit. And we still haven't completed the 180 turn, so you can see why this is challenging in an aircraft like that. Did this command work whenever? Yes. Also, the bot will tell you, just try it, you'll see. You can type whatever you want, it's safe. You will not break anything for me. I made sure to implement the business logic so that it's all doing what I want and you cannot actually do something bad for me. So yeah, go knock yourself out. Type all the commands. I coded so the ATC bot is by the flow, the stream elements is stream elements, but the third bot, the FailBot, I did it myself, starting from the template from Polar 42. This is the code, it's also on my GitHub, you can go have a look, and you can also put it in your sim or stream. Noise! Yes, I did it. Took me 2 days to get it going, but it's here. I think it will have more features, for example, adding some user roles so that not everyone can do that once I hit the 1 billion viewers. But for now, I'm really happy that anyone can hit that and actually fail the engine, because why not? Let's try to see where we are. So the way I do that is I go to the VFR and see where the VFR is. So the VFR is still... Okay, we just passed it. So we are just a beam. We are still at 500 feet over ground, which is criminal offense at this point. All engines are fixed. Hey, that's nice. So... Oh, because we haven't failed the engine. What I did, I turned off the fuel. So let me try to... Let me restart it, and then you can knock yourself out. I forgot to put in mixture and prop. I just did that. So now we can fail the engine. Let me just climb a bit and you can fail the engine anytime you want. As I said, I did it so that it's safe to do anything at any time. You do not need to be worried. Seneca, I'm a down. It's a Seneca, yes. Now it's look like how much performance we have. Like it climbs like a rocket. It's basically an F-18. And look what we had with an engine. Look at this difference. No, because I'm not in 310. So you thought I'm in 310 for some reason. I was flying 310 recently, so maybe that's one. Okay, I saw which engine you failed, but no problem. Prop forward, throttle forward, right leg dead. I wiggle my foot. Right engine dead, right throttle moving, confirmed, idle. I'll just keep it so it doesn't beep. Right leg dead, right engine dead, right prop moving, confirmed. And let's feather it. Right mixture moving, nothing happens. Right mixture is off. Oh, and we lost a lot of heading again. I really need to focus on that and make sure I keep my heading. My right magnetos off. Right alternator off, left alternator on. I forgot that previously. Left fuel pump is on. We're good to go. Also, I should do right fuel tank selector off, but let's not bother about this now. So, how do you like it? It's pretty smooth, although the heading. I'm still not happy with me losing the heading whenever we do that. Aviate, read chat, communicate, read chat. Yeah, this is the way. What can I do? We still have our landing lights. Oh, we actually didn't. Landing lights on. Okay, let's turn around, find the airport. Oh wait, maybe I didn't lose the heading. I forgot the CDI was not where it was supposed to be. The airport is over there, so we should be good, and we are 4 miles. Okay, let's go. So left engine is critical here. Now that I lost right engine, it's flying way better. Wait. I see, we were abeam when that happened. Okay, so we need still to fly the downwind. And maybe try not to descend, so I need to be really careful now. Let me have a look outside. Oh boy. Oh, there's the airport, so we're not that close. Okay, I got all confused about the VR here. Let me try to get this down. Okay, so we turn in now. We'll be going on final. 100% SOP, yes. One thing that might help with maintaining the heading, very focus on setting the heading back after any turn. I did have the heading back right, I just whenever I'm securing the engine, I simply don't have the mental capacity to look at the heading. So that's what happened there. Other than that, I don't have a problem with it, just when I'm securing the engine. That's what I meant. Hope it makes sense now. See, get your words out. File the pain first. Yeah. I am flying. Okay, I see what you mean. Hey, we're just on file now. I have no clue how we got here. Let's have a look because it's actually outrageous. Oh, so we did something crazy. Outrageous. We need to train that. So everything else is going pretty much okay, but losing heading when securing engine, no, not great. Need to work on that. So my instructor used to say, enjoy the emergency. In other words, there is no rush unless you're on fire. Well, losing an engine is actually something that you need to... Yeah, you're right, but you need to do it in a timely manner, just not too fast, not too slow, because until you secure it, there's a good chance you will not be climbing, you might even be sinking, which is not a great position to be at. But yes, it's definitely better to go slower and lose few feet than do something dumb and fly into terrain. I totally agree. My instructor said the more you sweat in training, the less you bleed in battle, and we turned those engines off so many times through the training I have even hard time to remember. A balance of speed and accuracy, and it's very unforgiving, the multi-engine. However, are you still hanging around there? I think we didn't have time to look for you. So if you're here, it's great. If you had to go, that's totally fine. Oh, look at this poor sad little engine. Okay, speed check, gear down. I'm super low, so I'll not drop the fast. Are you multi-engine qualified? Not at the moment. My multi-engine rating ran out 2 years ago, but yes, I had it. I had multi-engine piston land, and I had IFR multi-engine. That looks like my typical approach. New spawns, no problem. As long as you keep safe, it's okay. So stay safe. Okay, we are assured to land now. So flaps 1, flaps 2, reduce the power. Gear is 3 green. I just looked on my Bravo. And I have a hard time feeling the height here. So let me try to... that's not great. You would have cut out the lamps here. Power idle. Pulling back the yoke. I see the taxiway. Flaps up. Step on the brakes. Let's use our momentum to get out of it, out of here. I think right engine is live, so it will help us in a turn. For taxi, we might have a hard time to taxi. Whoa, these lights are strange. I think that's the whole short line, yes. So our taxiway to the left. Left brake, full left rudder. I'll just stop here and I'll need to start the engine. Let's see if we can taxi in one engine. Okay, I have full left rudder now. Okay, it's doable. Cool, let me fix the engine. I'll do it from the sim, so I'll show you 2 more scripts that I have. Also, I can put the FailBot to sleep, so I can do something and not bother about failing the engine. I have those failures indicated here, so I'll just fix it. Now it's showing that it's simply off. Let's slow down a bit. Landing light off, taxi lights on, strobe lights off. Oh dear. Did I forget to turn this off? Yes. Let's start it. Oh, it's the other engine. Let me actually stop here. Right fuel pump, right magnetos. Now start it. No. Problem is here. Need those guys forward. Now it should be better. So FailBot is working pretty well. I had no issues whatsoever yet. Have we smashed our taxiway? Let's have a look. No, it's just coming. So the Bravo is coming up. Okay. So, very happy with the FailBot. It works like a charm. I just need to practice more failures, restarts, and everything. And I think I'll try to add some more failures to it in the future. But now I wanted to simply focus on this scenario and practice this scenario. So that's great. Low bus voltage. This guy. Okay, now we should be all set. Engine on fire. No, run for your lives. Actually, this fire station is behind us. No will fail. No flat. Well, there's so much you can do. But as I started looking into the simverse to fail things, and it's a bit of a mess, so I'll do it one by one. The only problem is then I know what can fail and what cannot, so you can't really be surprised. My only hope is that the Steam Kinger by Black Square and Phoenix A320 and PMDG 737, they have a list of simvars that I can use for failures, and I can just plug them in, not test anything, and hopefully it will work, and then you will be able to fail whatever you please as I will fly. I'll just maybe try to limit the number of failures, or maybe keep one failure per system so that we have some chance of surviving. That's my plan for going forward. So far, I wanted to focus on this scenario, and it's working like a charm. I also, if you remember the run failures from Canaron, I also I also had a look at his code to check how he does that, what simvar he uses, and so on. So that's pretty nice. Okay, we have arrived. Parking brake set. Let's shut down the aircraft and we'll wrap up here. I will also play for you on the base, as usual. Fuel pumps off. Thank you for the follow. No follow, blurb. That's very nice. That's donate alert. Cool. Actually, I have meows all over the place. So... you need to look for that. You can find more cat noises there. No problem whatsoever. I was doing shut down the aircraft. Transponder off because we have to reach our destination. Taxi light off. This is good. Now we can actually shut down the aircraft. Okay. Autopilot off. I like this. Run for your lives. Run for the hills. Pitot hit off. Shut down the radios. So the electric is basically off. Alternators off. I very often forget that. So now it's good that I remembered. Kill the engines with mixture. Silence. Magnetos off. We can turn off the straw, the beacon light, which is here on the tail, and it's called Pinstrop. The bots are telling that they do something. I think that's because Microsoft Flight Simulator is ending the flight and doing something in the background, so bots go to sleep and wake up. I think that's what you just saw. Okay, close the cowl flaps, open the door for you. You can open the other door. Let me have a look. Remember, it was summer here. And nav light off, battery off. I think we can leave. Let's turn down those lights. Cool, we have arrived. That's the end of the flying for today. We will play the base. Let me get it up. Thank you for flying along. This is pretty cool. However, thank you for tagging along for so long with your beloved Kinger. That was very nice of you. We have been flying on VATSIM earlier. There was no controllers, just some traffic. Let's have a quick look at Volanta. Review my flight. Landing rate. Well, we smashed some lights. -90. But I don't care about it whatsoever. Oh, that's just the flight that we did now. So we took off, went to the left, tracked outbound, did the procedure turn. Well, actually failed the engine here. Then we did the procedure turn. We did the full approach. And then I wanted to do the traffic pattern on one engine. So here we had some trouble climbing. We went all the way here. So that's the area I know when we are approaching. That's the bigger leg. There is a smaller one. Fix the engine. No, we fixed the engine here. I lost the heading even when I was climbing. Then when I was securing the engine, I got totally lost here. But we found ourselves, did the loop. What was the landing rate? 90. The final one. I still think those landing rates, and I would rather like to see a proper G calculated, because in airliner there's an actual G meter and it measures the highest G throughout the touchdown. I would actually like to see it here. I think this one is... I don't know. Not right for some reason. Yeah, we did the loop, flew the approach, and landed here. We couldn't keep on the final approach very well here. And actually, I had some trouble on the flare. I lost it to the right, and we hit some runway edge lights. So that wasn't nice. I think I need to remember to release the rudder when we have one engine failed. Release the rudder as I'm rolling but the throttle. It was much easier in the daylight. It was way harder here because I didn't have much to look out the window. Can also review our previous flight. Let's have a look. And see what happened there where we got lost. Okay. So, we're going here. I remember us going through next to this lake. So we were actually a bit more to the left than I thought. I thought we were here, but we're here. And then I think I didn't apply enough correction for the wind. And instead of going like here, we started going to the left. And now the city that I thought we were here, it was actually this one, as it appears. This is the one that I know from real life that has this tiny airstrip. Yeah, this airstrip. And I thought I saw it, but actually it doesn't match. It's because we saw it on the south side, but this one is on the other side. Let's make this north up. So we're supposed to go in this line. Okay, now I need. And we, instead of hitting Wronki and Dresdenko, so instead of going here, we were all the way up to the left, but there was no much to look for on the ground. Now I have mistaken this city for this city. So which were at pretty much the right distance, except it's the different river. Then I tuned in the VFR and we followed the radial. And finally we found ourselves here over the lake where I wanted to be. We did the traffic pattern, overshoot here by a lot. I think this aircraft is faster than expected, and landed. Waited for hoverboard and taxi all the way to the apron. Cool, that's a nice review. I think I should be doing this more often, just to realize what have I done good or wrong and why. That's always a good learning opportunity. You can find someone to ride. I will play the bass. I will unlock my wheels. Let's find some nice angle. I think we need the drone camera for that. That's not the drone camera. Okay. Sometimes I have a very hard time to use this camera hotkeys in Misfits because there is end and home and I still do not understand how it's supposed to work. We'll just go here to the cameras and we'll go to drone camera. Finally. Now, if you know Dryson, he makes these awesome moon shots and he told me how he does that. So basically he sets very high zoom on the drone and then moves away a lot. And this will make the moon way bigger in relation to the aircraft. Obviously we cannot put a moon behind the aircraft now. That's how he does it. Let's try to set some noise view here. I think we'll go for something like that. Now, if I go full screen, I might cover some things. I definitely do. Let me try to get some nice view for you. Not great. Is that okay? I somehow cannot figure out how to do this right. At some point we'll learn. Let's just zoom in on this tail. It's awesome. Okay. You have just seen me unlocking the wheels in my chair. I will reset my controls. The base is here. And we're ready to roll. Noise. Yes, I am still not very fluent musician. Whenever I sing about something else, I will lose whatever I'm playing. Let's get back to it. Yes, that's it. Although the songs goes a bit different, but I just played in a loop. It's a nice, how do you call it? Nice riff. send it here. Have you found someone to rate? Let me have a look, let me have a look. I shall find someone in no time. Give me just a moment. I have just 2 hands and I'm already holding too many things. So there is some guy named Chewy Nuts, lol. Is he a good guy? I think. No, I love Chewy. Let's rate Chewy. I didn't know he's up. Let me see. Chewy. Great, if he's up, I totally want to rate him. Actually, should fly together at some time, Chewy. Totally should. We'll figure it out at some point. There's my stream. I think I cannot rate myself. Let me put down the base. Is Chewy actually live? He's live. Great. I hope he's not expecting anything. You have not refreshed recently. Yeah, he's live. I'm just... too many things going over here, so don't worry. He's up. He's got 2 viewers, so he'll have just a bit more. That's perfect. I love it. Chewy is pretty cool. I love watching him. He's very chill. He's not a pilot, so he struggles with. You can always help him, but he's doing very well. I'm very proud of Chewy going that far. Well done, so very well done. Go give him a follow. Go give him all your love, and this shall be interesting. Right, Chewy. Okay, the music goes off for you. I will make myself here Chewy. Great, we're ready. Thank you for flying with me. Thank you for hanging around. Fabio, thank you for the ride. It was awesome. I had good time flying and training today. I feel even more confident than before. Let's reach Chewy. Let's have a great time. See you next time. Bye.